Oh, what a day. Dak Prescott finally signs his contract, $31.4 million franchise tag. Did he get his $40 million? Hell no, he did not get his 40. The Cowboys did not give in, so he will at least have one more year with Dallas, although it would be under a new head coach. Welcome to Sports Talk for You. That's going to be our topic today, and maybe some MLB with the rejection coming out by the MLB Player Association. But I want to welcome Adam Parker. We got Chris Anderson tonight. Nice to see you.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome.
So, yes, let's get on the big topic of the day. It's been all over Twitter, all over Facebook. Dak Prescott, one more year with the Cowboys, so that means Andy Dalton will be the backup after all, unless barring injury or barring maybe just a fifth year collapse from Prescott. But yes, Adam Parker, you're a happy man because the Cowboys did not give in.
No, they didn't, and rightfully so. But I also would like to go out on a limb, as skinny of a limb as it could be. You can trade a player who's on the franchise tag. And there is a safety, Mr. Adams, of the New York Jets, who's arguably the best, if second best, ranked safety in all of the NFL. And since the Cowboys really botched it with Earl Thomas, okay, and since he's kind of considered a guy that you need to give up a first rounder and a fourth rounder, there's a part of me that would actually like to do that trade, but throw in Dak Prescott. And so here's the reason why. We'll take Sam Darnold, and the New York Jets can have their quarterback that they've wanted, somebody decently above average. Okay, I'm being nice, so there you go. They get the quarterback. We finally get the safety. Now, here's the thing. Andy Dalton's only a one-year guy. So if he hypothetically fails, then we have him in the draft, because this next year's draft, you're going to have Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and the guy from South Dakota State threw for 49 TDs and 0 interception, which to me is kind of unheard of. But anyway, I know it's South Dakota State. Sorry, I almost said San Diego State, but it's South Dakota State. That's where Wentz came from, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I honestly could see that theory play out, because Adams really wants to come to Dallas. Don't want to pay him. And the Cowboys don't really want to pay that much money, as evident by the whole, you're signing the franchise tag. And here's the deal, too. Think about the Cowboys have pieces around them, the wide receiver, the O-line, okay? When Tony Romo got hurt, did we honestly think Dak Prescott would do exactly what he did his rookie year? My answer is no. I never saw it coming. But if you're the Cowboys and you think with all the pieces that they have, could you take a chance at just throwing anybody behind that O-line with that running back and with arguably the top 3 receivers? So anyway, that is just kind of my theory, because honestly, I could see it way, because Herschel Walker would get traded. Number 1 running back in the was, and he's offered a lot. Now, granted, we won't be getting a lot back for Dak, but we would be getting a number 1 safety in the league, which is a position the Cowboys have just been atrocious at for at least 6 years. So honestly, I think it would be honestly a good trade for both the Jets and the Cowboys. But that's just my take. Now, am I a guy who would think that Dak could just play this season out and see what happens? But if you're not sold on him, and number 1 safety's begging you discount, he'll even throw in a discount on the trade. So that's just sense on the whole thing. So we'll see what happens. But what's your guys'?
Well, I think I'd be really surprised if the Jets would do that just because they have Darnold. I think they'd sit with him. I think safety is the problem. It's turning kind of into like the running back position where the value of it when you get a really, really good one is hard to quantify on the market. I just think that part of it, Adams is awesome. He's great. But I could see it more for like going to Dallas for a number one and picks. I think Dak's going to end up playing this year, and I think he's going to have a really good year. Those guys got just pieces all around him. I think he'll have an awesome year, and then it's going to be back to this exact same thing. And then that's when they're going to have to decide, are we going to pay him or are we not? And that's really what it is. I don't see Dalton sniffing the field short of an injury. And I don't see Dak collapsing either. I think he'll play just fine because he wasn't anywhere near that last year. So for me, Adams is trying his best to get out of New York, but we'll have to see if somebody will trade up because I think more of the currency anymore in the NFL is picks.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's my thing. As long as Ezekiel Elliott stays healthy and stays off of suspensions, that offense can be. I mean, I would love to see a Cowboys and Chiefs game. I think to me that would be the Rams and Chiefs of 2018. That would just be offensive massacre. Both defenses wouldn't stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to just piggyback on what you guys said because if they do stick with Dak for this 1 year, he has no more excuses. None. You have the top three wide receivers in the league with Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. You have arguably a top four, if not better, running back in Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, by the way, you have a top five offensive line. So if he does anything remotely to 8-8 or barely above 8-8, then I honestly do not see them signing him for a sixth year because this would be his fifth year, right? But anyway, I honestly would not see him coming back. And that even includes, hypothetically, say they do make the playoffs. Even if they win a wild card, let's say, he would have to win that next game, in my opinion. But definitely if he loses that first-round playoff game, he's out. So it'll be interesting to see what they will do. But, don't be shocked. Like, honestly, I'm not banking on it, but don't be shocked if they did a trade for Adams that involved Dak Prescott. So, but that's just me. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, yes. So we got that contract out of the way now. Dallas Cowboys can relax. Jerry Jones is sitting on his couch drinking a beer right now because he did not give in to Dak Prescott. And I'm sure Dallas Cowboy fans are happy. Of course, you got Prescott lovers out there that think he's worth the $40 million. And who knows? Maybe he'll prove it this year. I mean, you never know. It's the NFL. Who knows? Patrick Mahomes could have a bad year. Yeah, right. That's a funny one. But, yeah.
Can I just add one more thing? I just think it's funny how he said Dak's best year was just this past year. And it's like, well, your team went 8-8. And when you needed to make the right pass, the clutch pass, you couldn't do it. I mean, you lost to Mitchell Trubisky and you lost to Sam Darnold, So the guy's got to be more clutch,
You didn't lose to Sam Darnold, got your butt kicked. And you made it close because of the garbage yards in the final 5 minutes of that game.
I think the big part about this with Dak this year, it'll be interesting to see him and McCarthy's relationship because McCarthy and Rodgers' relationship is well chronicled, but it'll be to have a different coach and a different – I don't think they're going to do anything too wild and different because you got all those pieces around, but it's going to be McCarthy's system. And I was listening a little bit today and thinking about some stuff on the radio, and it's like great players – define coaches. If you think about like Jordan and Tom Brady, like we're talking like GOAT type people. And then you have these other guys like second level down who need good coaching. And like as great as I think Patrick Mahomes is, I think he benefits from being with Andy Reid. And so before throwing it, and I'm not a Dak lover, but before putting all that on him and game strategy, we've seen Garrett go 8-8 your whole life that he's been there.
Yeah.
And so my thing is I really want to see what it looks like fresh. That division's going to be weird too. With a lot of people are reading Philly. I think they're right around 500. I think the Redskins have some sneaky okay pieces and are going to have good
Giants with Daniel Jones. I mean, who knows what he could do in his sophomore season? You know?
And that's what I was going to say. The Giants kind of rebuilt decently too, so it's going to be a interesting division. So I don't know. I'm always excited for football, and I'm excited to see what that division turns out.
We all know how the AFC West is going to turn out. It's going to be an offensive machine in that division.
Oh, jeez.
So those are going to be 35 to 30, 45 to 40 games. So,
yep, they're going to be like 4-hour games. So everybody needs to just get on there.
To me, it's going to be whoever has the ball last is going to win the game. That's.
Yep.
And I'm going to be bold. You know what? Don't be shocked if you see a game where it's in the 70s.
I wouldn't go that far.
That'd be wild.
It would be. I funny real quick. How that one who was it? A reporter or whatever said we're going 10-6. I'm like, is that with my?
He had the Chiefs losing to, I think it was Buffalo and Kansas City, and I'm just like, I understand the Bills are good, but for crying out loud, I mean, come on. Josh Allen is not going to go in and beat Patrick Mahomes.
No, and they're looking for things right now. When you're on top, people start to chip away at the mountain, and you also want to be that guy that says it's going to happen. Because then if it happens, you look really smart. But chances are he's going to look really dumb.
Well, it was funny, too, because I think it was Rich Eisen tweeted saying that all the NFL teams on their schedule had them getting beat by the Chiefs. So they pretty much had the Chiefs going 16-0.
Right.
All the NFL teams put a loss on their schedule when they were playing the Chiefs.
Except for the Ravens, who I would bet they're wild, too. I can't believe they have to meet each other.
See, that's why I believe the Chiefs won't beat the Ravens, because the first 2 years was at Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be at Baltimore. I mean, Chiefs have proven they can win on the road, but it's not going to be easy.
No,
I think it's going to be tough for the Chiefs to win on the road since it's Baltimore. But honestly, all about the playoff home field advantage. So if the Chiefs can get that home field, honestly believe it's going to be the Ravens versus.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a fun one. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. All right, let's move on from football and get to the other interesting news today. MLB Players Association rejected the proposal for 60-game season. To me, this was probably the last proposal they're going to do, because Rob Manfred came out today saying there's pretty much just not going to be baseball this year. And to me, in my opinion, I just feel like these players are greedy and just need to get over it and play baseball. I mean, if you love the sport, you'll play it.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying there. The interesting thing is, I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't some of the players just want Manfred, or is it Manfred or Manfred? I think it's Manfred. But anyway, didn't they come out and say that they wanted him to set up a straight baseball schedule? Like, he create the schedule and then we'll show up or something along those lines. But the point is he needs to be the one to set the schedule. And the interesting thing is after that Players Association vote and it turned down, now he's in the position to solely be in control of the scheduling. That's what I read. So honestly, this is my whole take on him. I am not a fan of him as commissioner, and it all stemmed from the Houston Astros being caught cheating, okay, and him bungling that situation, okay, to then you have baseball should have been the sport to lead everybody back. Not NASCAR, not golf, certainly not the NBA, but baseball. And he bungled that situation. And yes, the players to an extent are pretty greedy because, I mean, this is just, we're talking like 1 year probably. Everything's out of whack, obviously. And they should have been a little more lenient to it. But honestly, if there is no season, I am going to be one mad baseball fan. I wish I could boycott it because I love it so much. I'm not going to do that because I don't think it will help anybody if fans do that the following year. But honestly, this guy is a sorry waste of a commissioner that I have ever seen. And
Well,
that's my two.
not only that, but I heard on the local talk show today with Bob Litz about if this baseball doesn't happen and we go on strike again, you're going to see half empty stadiums next year. I mean, maybe not in New York as in Fenway because they sell those stadiums out, but like Kansas City, who's used to half empty stadiums the last couple of years. I mean, Miami, that's no joke there. That's going to be half empty anyways. I mean, you're going to have these places that fill their stadiums that are going to be half empty because people are just going to lose interest.
Right.
I guess for me, there's and I'm going to pull on one thing that you said, Adam, and then one other thing. I totally agree that baseball should have been the one to step back. When 9/11 happened, when baseball came back, that felt right. And to get out in front of this and make it work would have happened. The union is a big part of this for baseball, and it's one of the strongest ones in the country and all unions, not just sports. And they're fired up. The players are with what happened last time. The agents have their piece in this, and Boris is leading the charge on that. And there's just a lot of places where blame is going, and Mansford hasn't handled it very well. And it's just embarrassing to me that we go week after week like this. And it's just that's what as a baseball fan in the summertime, I don't know about you guys, but I love to come in after being outside with the family and stuff like that, and people go down, you get on Sports Center, and you can either find a late game or you can just watch the highlights. And, man, you might watch them twice. And that's the stuff that I feel like we're missing. And that's baseball is missing this entire demographic of people right now. And when your demographic is older than we are, you're in trouble. And they have to change some things. And this, I think, is really coming at a scary time for them. And I think they're going to end up – it's going to end up being real bad if a voice of reason doesn't come out and fix it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's my thing with, NASCAR coming back. But now NASCAR's got these issues with the whole Confederate flag and Bubba Watson standing up for it. And then Bubba Watson, of course, God help him, getting a noose that he found in his garage that some ignorant fan left in there, which I hope that fan something happens to him because that's just over the edge right there. But to me, it's just, I don't know. Sports right now, something needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, football, because now it's looking like college football probably won't even happen this year, which college football is huge right now in the United States, and that's going to be a big drop-off.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's going to end up being this hybrid version of the NBA that we're going to see, which will be fun. It'll feel kind of March Madness-y a little bit, to the point where they're all in the same place and it's one location and they have a tournament that they play into right there. And you can play multiple games in a day. I think that part will be really cool. And then it's just going to usher into the NFL. And the NFL and the NBA are going to step further and further away as 1 and 2 sports in the country. And baseball is just going to fall to a distant 3. And it's just, that's the part that's sad for me as a baseball fan.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It'll be interesting to see what happens down the road. I mean, it's not like there's not medicine you can take if you get corona, meds out there. Now, I don't wish it on anybody, get why people are so hesitant, but that somehow college football be played as well as the NFL. And honestly, I can see them weaning people back into the stadiums. It may not be full in the beginning, but slowly it will as time goes on. That's just my take on it. And I think, too, just to say what you said about NASCAR, I find it ridiculous that that guy left a noose in Mr. Wallace's garage, because that's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. But honestly, did I see maybe an article coming? Yeah, because people are that stupid out in the world. It's a select few. But just to do that is just so I mean, words can't describe just how hurtful and ridiculous it is for them to do that. So, and anyway, that's my whole take on NASCAR. I'm not a fan of NASCAR by any means. I wish Armand was here to talk about it.
Yes.
But anyway, I'll leave that to him probably for the next show that we do. But no, it's going to be really interesting. And to piggyback what Chris said, you know, it's sad that baseball is going to be distant third behind football and basketball. And it should never have been that way. And it's only the commissioner, the owners, players association. It is all their fault that they could not find the guts to come out in front and lead in a time such as this, like they did for 9/11. And to me, it's just mind-boggling, and it's sad.
Well, here's my thing, because come opening day of football, which God bless, hope we have it, all I got to say is those TV ratings are going to skyrocket because people are going to want sports, and football is going to be the biggest thing to come back. So I just see TV ratings. NFL is going to make a bunch of money.
Yep.
Even with no fans in the stands, they're still going to make a bunch of money because those TVs are going to be hooked on Sunday mornings and Sunday afternoons.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Because everyone needs that break. A break, work. I mean, you name it, just the real world stuff. They just want a break, and helps give people that break, even if it's for 3 hours, 4 hours, you know. And that's what's missing right now, you know, unless you watch golf. But let's really watch golf. Because I'm a golf fan, but I haven't watched much at all. But it is what it is.
Yes.
You know?
So, all right, boys, that was a good show. So we're going to wrap it up right here. We'll probably have another show next week as we are all busy right now. So trying to get one show in a week. It depends if sports news comes out, because right now with baseball probably not coming back, and there might not be much to talk about next week, but I'm sure we'll find something. Maybe Patrick Mahomes will get his contract. Who knows? I heard that's close to the talking. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Go ahead and please subscribe to our channel and like it and comment on the video. Let us know how we did. Any comments that you guys want to leave, go ahead and leave them. We will see you guys next time.